It was a typical Tuesday when she walked back into my life. To say I was shocked would have been the understatement of the new century. I would have expected pretty much anything on a Wednesday or Thursday. Those days were unpredictable. Friday through Sunday, it was almost always a mother or father looking for their errant child or someone trying to get dirt on their spouse. Even Mondays were busy in my business as frantic wives wanted to know what their husbands had been up to over the weekend. But Tuesdays? Tuesdays were almost always slow. Tuesdays were the days that I filed expended ammunition reports with a state board and paid off any beat cops to keep me or my business out of their report. I sure as hell wasn't expecting Paxton Hamura to come striding through my door. Paxton! I blurted out, spilling coffee on my tan shirt. I think Andy called the color auburn bronze or something stupid like that. It was supposed to help hide coffee stains, since I'd been known to spill my coffee once or twice. Time to see if that held true. Uh, hello, detective, she said. This is awkward. Hearing her voice sent suppressed feelings down my spine. I thought those feelings were long gone, smashed on the anvil of betrayal and loss. I'd watched her commit suicide across the table from me. I hadn't known Paxton was a droid when we were seeing each other, and she'd ripped the memory circuits and power unit from her chest, smashing any feeling I had for the robot. So what was the real Paxton doing in my office? Oh, of course, I'm sorry, I said, standing up to wipe away the coffee. We haven't met. I've met one of the droids modeled after you. I am not a prostitute, she blurted out quickly, obviously intent on creating a clear distinction between the sex bots they'd used her likeness for and herself. Sensitive subject, I thought. I didn't say you were. I think we actually may have met during the Pope's visit. I was going through the crowd looking for a perp and tapped you on the shoulder. You were wearing I remember that, she replied. I was wearing a giant poncho because Cybertronic Solutions had requested that I leave town as a part of my contract with them, but I wanted to see the Pope, so I came back for a day trip. That was exciting, Detective. Yeah, well, things got out of hand pretty quickly, I admitted. She reached into her handbag and I tensed. Was she going to shoot me for some unknown reason? Then I relaxed when she pulled out a data pad. She tapped the surface and turned it to face me. Oh, fuck, I groaned internally. Another groupie. How much of this is real, Mr. Forrest? She asked, indicating the cover of the book displayed on the data pad. Shortly after getting drummed off the police force, I'd been contacted by a local writer named Christian Anderson. He wanted to write a book about my career as a homicide detective in Easytown. He promised me a 20% cut of any royalties from the sales of the book, and at the time my detective agency was just getting up and going, and expenses were beginning to mount up. I sure as hell wasn't going to write a memoir, so I agreed to it, and spent a few weeks talking with him every day after work. In the end, he actually wrote 3 books based on the final few years of my career, with promises of more.